All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome yet again to another Glimesh community staff meeting. Um, I think we have a pretty nice agenda for tonight. What we'll be talking about is our essentially our roadmap update. So, for those that don't know, we published a roadmap on August 13th, and here we are about a month later. So we wanted to do a quick roadmap update. That way, everyone could figure out, how we're doing, how far along we've moved, where exactly we're at, and kind of what the next steps are to get to the release. As a reminder, we're looking very much to do kind of an MVP launch initially, if you will. But we want to make sure that it's very viable and valuable to all of our streaming communities. We don't want to launch something that doesn't have followers, for example, because that's not really acceptable. You can't really build your community and you waste some time. So we wanted to make sure that we plucked out a nice list of features that not only were important for us to get in, but important for the community to get in also. So we did a couple of exercises pretty early on to prioritize and log all the various features that we'd want or different tools that we want to support. And we came up with this. This is our preliminary alpha roadmap, and it's broken up into a couple of different phases. But at the very beginning phase, at the maximum viable launch, that's when you'd be able to use and stream on the platform. And then as we kind of continue to grow and evolve, the next couple of months after that, we would essentially be unlocking the rest of the functionality. The other things that we need, like clips, for example. But we want to make sure that you can get it in super quick. You can get streaming on Glimesh and get your community started without having to wait for these features to come out. Plus, it helps on our side to not only start to uh, have revenue come in, but also to be able to fully commit to this being a reality. Once you have a site that people can actually stream on, you're kind of in a league of your own. So that's the goal. That's where we're at. And now what we've done is we've basically broken this apart. We have three phases here. We took the first phase and we broke the first phase apart into the various sections or departments of Glimesh. Not only our platform itself, but also our streaming technology, and then also our design and resources team. So what we'll be presenting later down the road here in this meeting is an update to those items. But first, we're going to follow our normal process, and we're going to be covering our weekly metrics, our wins, and our challenges. As always, if anyone has anything to add, feel free. And gosh, this is bumping around over here. If anyone has anything to add, feel free, but of course, make sure you do it in a civilized fashion, or Paco will have a brain aneurysm.
That's true.
All right, so without further ado, we will dive in. Gosh, now this is gross looking. Hold on, let me fix this. Okay, cool, there we go. All right, so definitely a slow week. I don't know if I need to point that out or not, but traditionally our numbers are much higher. But I think I'm gonna keep backing up behind the excuse of that's okay, that's not a big deal. We track these numbers because we want to see how our growth evolved, and we want to see and measure what is working and what's not. And this is a great example of that. We actually we did better than last week on Reddit, Instagram, and Facebook, but on Twitter, for example, we fell short a little bit from what we've normally hit. We're definitely forming a very sizable user base at this point, though, because we have about 2,000 users subscribed, or not subscribed, 2,000 users registered on the website. That means 2,000 people will be getting an email the day we go live. We've got almost 1,000 people inside of our Discord, which is people who are committed enough to join our Discord and really learn about us and work with us on what we're making here. And then, of course, Twitter, Reddit, Instagram, and Facebook are really great ways to keep aligned with what we're doing and how we're growing. These numbers are still growing. I think one of the things we want to start targeting as we get closer to a launch is actually starting to really focus on viewers as well as streamers. So we want to start making sure that viewers or community members are starting to hear about Glimesh, starting to learn about what we're providing, what kind of opportunities we have, and we can start to drum up the hype within them. That way we can provide our streamers a little bit better of a kickstart whenever we go live. So we'll kind of change up the marketing message a little bit. We'll make sure that we're partnering with some streamers to get some of their content pushed out to our Twitter. That way we can start to build up that hype and that excitement. And then, of course, I think there's tons of ways like giveaways or events that we can do that will kind of build up that hype a little bit more for the community. The one new metric we added was since we actually launched applications within our API, the ability to basically make bots or services that other people can use or authorize to access their account. Because we added that, that means that we now have apps or applications within our platform. So I wanted to start tracking the number of apps that we have, probably even in addition to in the future tracking the number of apps that are turned on. So how many people have integrations turned on. But I think we'll probably do that one once we go live. So right now there are about 8 apps. I know a couple of them are for testing, but it appears to be that there are at least 2 of them that are going to be serious bots that will already be ready for Glimesh by the time it goes live. So that's super exciting to see.
Clone, you might want to zoom in on that document just a little bit.
Good?
Perfect, thank you.
All right. Ooh, that's nice, 200. All right, any other metrics? Anything else I'm missing here? All right. So wins. We had a lot of community involvement this week on a lot of these items. I was pretty drowning with what I was working on. And so we actually have Italian and French translations that are 100% complete now. Those have been in progress for a little bit, but now they're up to date with all the different strings we have on our website. So, excuse me, that's super awesome to see. You can actually use that right now. If you go to your profile page, you can actually change your language to French or Italian, and then it'll translate various elements on the page. The next thing is we launched OAuth for the API. For those that don't know, OAuth is just a way to authenticate with Glimesh that allows us to not only provide you like an access token for bot creators, but it also will allow for you to use even custom chat clients, for example, for your own usage, where you can post as yourself inside of that chat client. And so there's a lot of different options that it provides, and Wild Wolf has been working on that for a little while. We actually got it merged in, and it's now available on the website as well. You can go to your settings page, click on applications, and then make a new application. That'll get you some keys, and then you can kind of go through that handshake process to access the API as an authenticated user. So this is kind of the first pivotal point of the API where you're able to actually use it from a bot or a service or whatever it is. The next kind of focus there will be to get some more write inputs into the API. So you'll be able to actually update your channel title or post a chat message or whatever it is from the API, whereas today all you can do is just read data. The next thing is we have Glim drop emojis now that I want to call out. Because they're super neat, and I'm going to scroll down here and you can see them. Look at those guys, or girls, or drops. I don't want to gender them, whatever they are. I'm going to wait for the hearts to roll in. I'm going to see some hearts in chat, or we're not moving forward. There we go. All right, now we can move forward. So we got awesome Glim drops, which are going to be standard emotes on our platform. I think these are we have got a couple of other emotes that we really want to put in, like Paco Taco, and there's none of me, thankfully, so we don't have to worry about that. But these will be kind of people agnostic emotes that would be global across the site. So these are awesome to see. And then we made another streamer kit. So Jen is one of our volunteers also, and I think she heard about 3 weeks ago that Carmi and Bubdrum were making awesome streamer kits and different resources, and then she made her own. So now we have another streamer kit. So that's super exciting. The streamer kits are kind of easy ways to get started with Glimesh. They provide different transitions and layouts and popovers that you can use inside of OBS or whatever tool you use to make it kind of a little bit more branded. So that's awesome. Next up is that we actually have not only a Glimesh t-shirt in from our swag department, but we also have Glimesh stickers and from our swag department also. So if I scroll down a little bit here, you can see the Glimesh sticker, and it's a lot. It's a really strong vinyl sticker too, so it should last all the abuse that you can give it. And the colors look really good. It looks like it's properly on brand for colors, whereas the T-shirt's a little bit faded just because of the quality and price. But the sticker actually looks really nice. And so we did a couple test orders of those, and we now have stickers. You can't buy any of this yet. We're working on that. There's a couple things to figure out there, but we do want to make these available for everyone to purchase. Um, Again, we might wait a little bit until closer to launch, but doesn't mean we won't have them. All right. The next thing to mention is Om Nom 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 has been kind of feeling the pain of some of our users. I don't know if any of you have used it yet, but you can actually go ahead and make your Glimesh profile right now. You can go to your settings page and add in content that'll show up on your profile. And that's a super cool way of kind of customizing your stream and your setup before we even go live. And you can actually put images and text and links in there natively. But you have to use a language called Markdown, which I know not a lot of people know. And so Omnom worked on a tool that allows you to basically use a what you see is what you get editor for adding those links and those images to your profile page with the click of a button instead of having to Google what they mean and how to use them and figure them out. So that'll be a really cool addition that we'll have here on the site soon. And then Paco has been making some good progress on our community team. We've gotten a lot of applications for that, but we're actually starting to review those now. So I know Paco's shooting for sometime this week to be able to get some responses out, get some ideas flowing.
I'm hoping I might be getting a few out this week. Like there's a handful that I already know that I really, they've spent a lot of time in here. I'm familiar with them. I like what they do, and once I give them the quick review, I think I'm probably going to go ahead and talk with these people. And then some of the people that I'm not more familiar with, I'm going to, obviously dig a little deeper, get to know them. But this week and next week should be me contacting people about joining the community team.
That's awesome. Cool. And then the last thing I wanted to do is kind of celebrate. We welcome contributions and volunteers from anything that you would want to work on. So if you see something wrong with the website, a bug you want to fix, if you see some documentation you want to write, if you see some social media aspects that we lack in, if you see just something that you want to work on, we definitely allow that. Like we're very open and honest and transparent. It's always kind of like you have to hold your own hand there, though. We can't really like walk you through where it is on the site or how to contribute. You kind of had to dive in and figure it out for yourself. So we welcome all types of volunteers, and we like to make sure that whenever a volunteer is really going above and beyond, and then they're coming back the next day and helping out more, that we recognize that, and we make it official. We make them official contributors of the project. And so we actually have a contributors group in Discord who is on your left sidebar or your right sidebar, of people who push forward just that little bit further and get us really moving in some form or fashion. And we have two new contributors to that team this week. We have Wild Wolf and Psychotic, and so I want to welcome both of them to the contributors group. They've both contributed awesome things over time, and I think we'll continue to see some awesome stuff coming in from them. So
Let's get an F in chat for the boys.
isn't F bad?
Nah.
Hayden, real quick, how did you think you pronounced psychotic?
I don't. It looked like psychotic or something. You know, it's like spelling is weird.
Well, F's for the name. F's
That's
for
it
the
now.
information.
Old psycho tick.
Psychotic. All right, he's leaving now.
All right,
It's
it was
quite-
a good time.
Yeah. And of course, we have our language update here. We can see that there's a chart on the screen. MJA, do you want to tell me what this
Oh.
means?
Those are the how many new translations were added over the last week, with Italian being completely finished in a single day.
There we go. So we have a whole bunch of new translations uh, on looks like Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday of last week, or reverse that. So uh, as always, we're open to anyone who wants to submit translations. So if you're interested in translating the platform, just reach out to MJA00 and he can get you hooked up.
Also, just updated and added 37 new terms.
Nice.
You're welcome, Wild Wolf. All your OAuth stuff has been added to be translated.
Psychotech. All right, cool. All right, any other wins to add? I've got one more, I think. I want to call this out in particular. So we've been doing FTL test streams over the past week, and it's been super stable and super awesome. And I actually wanted to share. We've got this new experience going on, limited time only, called Mountains. And so I want to remind everyone that we're doing 24/7 FTL tests. Originally, we were kind of looking at doing movies as a constant video source on the website, but we've been experimenting a little bit, trying some other things, and we discovered this new one thanks to Paco called Mountains. And so it's kind of an interesting experience. It's got some audio behind it if you're curious. But if you're ever feeling lonely, if it's ever 2 a.m. and you're wondering what the world means and what it means for you, then feel free to stop by Glue Movies and you'll see some at least semi-exciting content. But it's running right now, which is super cool. So this is live.
Can we just set a dedicated server for the mountain and have it running for the next 10 years?
I do want the mountain to be running for the next 10 years. I was thinking about that earlier. I was thinking about what do I have to do? I have to go buy a computer off of Craigslist that can literally just sit with a graphics card and shoot out this video forever. All right. Any other wins?
Nope.
All right. We'll keep moving then. So, as a reminder, Glim drops, stickers, translations. So, as a reminder, we like to talk about challenges. And there's no new challenges right now other than just time commitments from everyone. Even for me, it's still an uphill battle to be able to kind of find time throughout the after the day job's done to continue working on Glimesh. It's definitely happening. I'm every day we're finding time, we're getting things done, we're moving things along. But it's definitely like we look back and at where all of our time goes, and it's like, man, if I just had 8 more hours in a day, what could I do? And so that's where we're at still. The challenge is time, and one of the ways that we suffer from is we're still very kind of unclear about foreign tax and legal obligations. This is something that we still need to research. We still need to, of course, get our terms of service reviewed by a legal authority of some sort. But these are not challenges we can't overcome. They're just challenges that we want to call out. That way people are aware throughout time. So, all right. Are we good on wins, challenges, and metrics? I think we are. All right, so we're going to move ahead. This is the moment you've all been waiting for. Wait, hold on. I have another win. Sorry. I just want to show it off real quick. Let me make sure I removed all the secrets. Yeah. Okay. Okay, cool. So I do want to show you. This is our API. Boom. So if anyone is a developer is curious, you can use our API. I want to remind you, it's super cool. You form your GraphQL query language here, and then you shoot it at the server, and you can get back live streaming channels. You can get back users, all sorts of stuff. So this is landed on the site. Feel free to check it out. And if you're curious, our documentation is on our GitHub, so you can check it out there. Or if you get connected, it'll actually be in the GraphQL client, so you can see all of our different types, all the different categories, all that kind of stuff. All right, so then now we're going to cover the roadmap here. So this is the tweet that we had a little while ago. We're going to be covering essentially what is this first section here. We haven't started working at all on any of the teams yet on any of the forgotten features or sharing is caring phases. Those are going to come probably post-launch unless someone wants to work on these features now, and then of course it'll be up to you and your time as to when they land. So what I put together here in this little slideroo is oh no, nope, that was the wrong thing. Let's see here. Okay, well I can't zoom in, so you're gonna have to deal with it. Can everyone see that? Okay. Okay, all right, I'll leave it about there. So what I did here, this is a slightly different presentation than you just saw. So this is only including phase 1 items. And then the next thing we did was we broke out the different items and where they fit to our different teams that we have going on right now. So we have a platform team who's kind of working on the web app, the different APIs that we may have, any kind of like email stuff. We have the streaming piece, which is the video content you see, the audio, thumbnails, any kind of metadata. How many real viewers you have if you're having any kind of streaming issues. And then we have the design and brand side of things, which is any of the Glimesh logos or assets, the colors on the website, the merchandise that we have, any kind of streamer kits, that kind of stuff. So we broke those out into different sections just so we'd have a good visualization on where we're moving, and then where we probably need some help too. So here is the layout. The green items are done, or at least done enough. The Glimesh pink items are in progress, and then the white items are not quite started yet, or at least they're not making significant progress yet. So for the platform, I'll give that update real quick. So we actually have subscriptions. So they're fully ready to go from a payment side. We have an integration with our payment provider, Stripe. We've got all the business resources we have or we need set up and ready to go. We have subscriptions running in a development environment, charging fake credit cards. And so before I'm really happy launching subscriptions on the site, we do need to make sure that we've got a launch within site. So once we know we're 2 weeks out from launch, we'll actually turn on, actually probably a little bit before that, but what we'll do is we'll turn on subscriptions for for certain testing channels and actually start to get subscriptions going. And then streamers will be able to go in their account and link their account now. That way they'll be set up for payouts the day we go live. We're not going to hold your money. We're not going to wait 30 days. We're not going to develop the feature in tandem after we've already launched. You're going to have payouts when we launch. So subscriptions I'm feeling really good about. They're pretty well set up. I think the only polish they need is just some nice animations. Once you click the fun button, maybe some like fireworks or something, but that is right outside of my wheelhouse. So on a moderation perspective, we actually have a really nicely formed terms of service at this point. Still needs a little bit of tweaks, still needs to get it formalized on the website, but we've made a lot of progress there. We have what is kind of a global moderation rule set, and we'll be evolving that with the community team as it grows. and we have moderators, but you can't actually add moderators yet without an admin. So the next step is to add a moderation panel. That way you can add your moderators, you can give them certain permissions, and you'll be good to go. For the WebSocket API, we've seen a lot of progress there. We actually have, we have different read endpoints set up. We've got a couple of write setup APIs set up, and we've got authentication set up. Now we just need to do the rest of the writes, so updating your chat, seeing your chat messages, that kind of stuff. And then we need to support the flip side of that, which is whenever someone sends a chat message, we need to be able to tell you in real time that thing happened. So that's still in progress. We have limited chat emotes that landed. We don't have any Glimesh specific emotes yet, but if you click this little button in your chat screen, you'll actually get a emoji picker that you can use that'll help you pick some emoji. There you go. Internationalization, done for, I don't even know, like 8 languages at this point. So Glimesh will be available in most likely a native language or one very close to yours basically at launch. So that's super exciting, and that's 100% driven by the community. All right, and the last thing here is email notifications. So that's kind of one of the next things to work on. We have emails for whenever you register, hey, verify your account, but it looks ugly. It's kind of spammy, if you will, because it's just text. And it's not really going to work once we launch. So we want to get a designed email ready with branding and layout, and then actually push that out to the production site. And then once we add things like payouts, you'll get an email whenever you get a payout. That way you know exactly what happened. So at a high level, that's basically it from a platform side. I mean, there's a couple of things definitely still in progress here. We have lots of bits and bobs to work on. Of course, you can see at the upper right-hand corner, the avatar for users is now egg-shaped instead of a circle. So there's definitely more to do, but we really don't want to hold back the launch to just do the tiny little microscopic things. We want to keep moving, get stuff out, and then once we're out, we can iterate. We can keep moving. So next, what we'll do is I'll actually hand this over to Hayden, who will kind of walk us through the various streaming pieces and where they're at.
Cool. Hi, friends. So I've been working on a lot of the back-end video infrastructure stuff. So I'll take you through this. The first 2 green items you see on the streaming column, those are kind of what you're seeing right now. We've essentially reverse engineered the FTL implementation that ships with OBS today, the FTL SDK that Mixer published. We went ahead and wrote our own server for it. So that's a pretty significant achievement, and it's working right now. So cool, that's done. That player as well is kind of a simple player, but it gets the job done. So those are both complete. Next up, we've got stream key integration. I've been working with Clone, and this is basically, I'm sure you're all familiar with the process of you go onto the web service, you hit generate a stream key, you get that stream key, you throw it into OBS, and then you're set. So we have to kind of establish an API for us to use internally to go and communicate that stream key between the Glimesh web platform and the streaming services that will be standing up all over the place. So we're a good way down the road with that. After that, stream metadata transmission. This is what you see on competing services where they will tell you fancy information like, here's your current bit rate, your current packet loss, your number of dropped packets, number of viewers over time, all of that stuff. So again, we need a pipe to go and transmit that information from the streaming infrastructure services up to the platform. Yeah, stats for nerds, exactly. Next, thumbnails. It sounds trivial, but this is actually a decent amount of work. When you're streaming video, every once in a while, we want to capture a still frame, push that up to the service, and use it as a preview pane or a poster image or what have you. So that's currently in progress as well. Stream stability mitigations. Some folks have pointed out earlier that you see the occasional hiccup. a still frame or you drop frame entirely. There's a lot of really fancy, cool ways that we can kind of avoid those issues. But we have to kind of enlighten our service to do things like send the extra bit of data across that it will need to reconstruct lost packets, or respond when your browser says, hey, I missed that packet, can you send it again? We need to go and implement those features so that you get a smooth stream all the time, even if your network takes a little dip or something. And last but certainly not least on this list is scalability. We have 38 viewers right now on a single instance, and that's pretty cool. But if we start having many streamers at the same time, or many viewers on the same stream, we kind of need additional servers, and those additional servers need to go and talk to each other. So we need to have a lot of mechanisms set up to push bits around from ingest servers to other ingest servers to origin servers, or rather edge servers. And so we need to come up with a protocol and implement that, and then actually build out our infrastructure and set up additional servers around the globe for that. KAS or Docker, we can get to those questions later, and that's a little bit of an open question as well. But along that note, I always have to plug, if you are interested in working on this stuff and you have a background in C, C++, networking, if you like pushing bits around and doing bitwise operations and whatnot, and dealing with threading issues, reach out to us, join the Discord, look for the dev channel. It would be awesome to have more streaming platform devs on board so that we can crank these features out faster. I think that's it, unless I forgot something, Clone.
No, I think you got it. And I mean, it's for real. Like if you help work on the FTL setup that we have, like, you're not only building the future of Glimesh, the future of a brand new streaming platform, but since it's open source, since it's publicly available, you're actually building what could be the future of live streaming. It could be a future protocol of the internet. So I think it's a super exciting project to work on personally.
Yeah, definitely. And it's all open source, so I imagine once we go live, a lot of eyes will be looking at this code and forking it and using it. So it could be a good avenue for good practice on robust, highly used code in production. So reach out.
Yeah, and if you, as a hiring manager myself, I've hired a lot of people. If you want to get hired for some place, just say you wrote code that built one of the largest streaming websites on the planet, and then they'll let you right in. So you're building your own future, basically.
I think, speaking of, I think the FTL stream might have just
died?
fallen over.
Oh, OBS disconnected.
What a terrible
That's funny.
moment for that to happen.
Nah, it's fine. Let's check the server. Let's see.
The mountain died, Pepe hands.
Get an F in chat for the mountain boys.
Oh, I don't see any Janus.
Did it crash?
Yeah. Let me.
Wow.
I'm moving the
400
core.
hours and it crashes now.
Good job, Hayden.
That's funny. Someone let chat know. It just says bye. Fuck off. Janus, what are you doing? Oh, there it is. Too many open files. Oh, nice. Beautiful.
Stop opening files.
That's hilarious. Too many open files. All right, and we're back. Welcome
Glim
back.
crash.
I did put the core dump in the crashes file folder.
Okay, awesome. I will take a look at that.
$400, and the one fucking moment we talk about it, shits the bed.
Look at our
It-
awesome
it heard you.
rock hard
Whoa.
rock
Whoa.
Excuse
solid
me, Hayden.
platform.
Jeez.
Not
That
that
means
kind of streaming
stable.
site.
It means stable. Solid as a rock.
All right. All right, everyone back here. We'll keep moving. Welcome back, everyone. So Hayden tripped over the power cord.
Hey, that wasn't my fault. Well,
Well, see, the
maybe.
problem is that we didn't start late this time, so something had to go wrong.
Yep.
Again, if you want to help work on stream stability mitigations, reach out.
Exactly. We need your help. Please help us. Anyone? All right. So next up is design and brand. I did want to check. Carmi, are you still driving? Yes. I'm going to take that as a yes. Okay, I'll go ahead and cover it then. Let's make sure. Everyone good? Can everyone see? Can everyone hear? We all good here? All right, cool. All right, we'll keep
Yes.
moving. Sorry about that. So for design and brand, excuse me. For design and brand, that's kind of where we're at next. So design and brand really goes hand in hand with all the other features that we push out. You know, without design and brand, the developers are over here in the Wild West just making shit up and breaking and making new UIs and making buttons green and blue and purple and orange all at the same time. So designers help keep us kind of wrapped in. So we've got a couple of different focuses of the design team, and one of the main ones is to provide a consistent style for Glimesh in its entirety. And so they've been working pretty hard on creating a style guide. We showed that last week. That's actually kind of official now. So it'll tell you, how to use our font, how to use our logos, how to, what kind of complementary colors go along with our design, all that kind of stuff in one place. And so that's already done. It'll evolve over time, but we have a good framework right now. The second one is Glim Drop emotes. We've kind of decided that those will be the primary branded emotes on the website, and we've seen a lot of progress there. I think we've got a couple more to make, but there's no reason we can't start pushing those out now and then just iterating on more and more as we go. Streaming kits was kind of our next, streamer focused initiative. So we want to make sure that streamers who use Glimesh are kind of set up and are ready to go on the website as soon as possible. And one of the hard things there is, making different layouts and transitions that will look good on the platform. On Twitch, you have purple to work with, and a lot of the transitions or icons are purple or some other related complementary color. And so we wanted to be able to give our streamers the same kind of benefit there. So we've got 2 streamer kits out now. If you want to find them, just hook up with our design team, Bubdrum, Carmi, we can help you out. We're working on officially publishing them, but if you want to take a sneak peek, just reach out. Branded emails is what I kind of talked about earlier. Right now our emails are what a developer made, which is a white screen with text on it. So we actually need to start pushing those out to be a nice branded experience, especially when we start sending notifications when people go live. The next one is social media assets. So as you all know, the Twitter page is just a blue thing at the top and the logo. So to start kind of building out that brand a little bit more, just start designing what it looks like across Instagram or Twitter or Facebook will really help start give us consistency. Merchandise, as we talked about, is work in progress. We've made pretty good progress there so far. So we have shirts, we have stickers. We want to make sure that they're the right quality. I think for shirts, we are happy with what we have. They can always get better, but we're happy with what the manufacturer is creating. And with stickers, we're ready to go. The stickers are great. And then we already have some merch that requires some assembly. If you're interested in a Glimesh tattoo, we have 2 members who already have a tattoo, and you can actually reach out to them for some tips and tricks. Boy, what about that? That's some livable merchandise there. semi-permanent. And then the final thing here is sub badges. So making sure that we have little designed badges or emoticons or whatever it is for subscribers. Not only platform subscribers, people who support Glimesh as a whole, but then also when you're supporting your streamer, makes you stand out in chat a little bit. Make sure people know who you are. So that kind of wraps it up for design. Okay, so with that, that's kind of where we're at, right? That's the as transparent as we can possibly give status on what we've developed, what is still in progress, what we need. I think it's coming together pretty well. I don't want to speak in absolutes yet. I don't want to speak about dates yet in particular, but we're all pretty focused on delivering soon because we want to make sure that we're providing a suitable alternative to the various sites that exist, and I think we're seeing pretty consistently that they're not always to be trusted. So we want to get something out soon. We do want to get this pushed out and available to our users, but the hardest thing is we just have to continue to work on these items, to continue to push them out, continue to test them, and then we'll feel comfortable. So we're still in progress. We're still working. As a reminder, we'll let everyone know 2 weeks ahead of the launch date, and we're gonna drum the hype machine to 1,000. As soon as we say, "Hey, 2 weeks from now we're launching," those 2 weeks are gonna be the most crazy, hectic, busy times of all of your lives because we'll all be preparing our streams, getting things ready. We'll be promoting and marketing and getting everything like hyped up for a great launch. Or at least I'm going to be doing that. So it's up to you if you want to do that too. But I think that'll be a really good opportunity for us and the team to get some exposure, to get the platform launched on a really good foot. Because I think the key to growth here in this business is really about snowballing. Once you really start growing, once you really start moving, the world is your oyster at that point. So that's that. Is there any questions that are related to the roadmap itself? If not, we'll definitely have questions and we can help answer those, but we'll do that after the recording ends. So we'll just stick around and stream in a couple minutes. But if anyone has questions about the roadmap, feel free to ask them. Let's see, I'm looking at my different places. Sainted Lady, we don't have any kind of... Sainted Lady asked if there's a limit to how many tabs we can have up to support fellow streamers. Right now, we're not really putting any countermeasures in place for viewer counts. So a viewer is someone who has the tab open. All right. Is there anyone who's here, who's watching, who's as part of this chat, who's interested in helping do some of this, but they don't know how to get started?
I won't actually mind helping you guys actually, because I've got quite a bit of experience right across board where IT is concerned, including in networking.
Yeah, definitely. You reached out to us. I thought I saw you in dev. Yeah, definitely hook us up in the dev channel. That's where we kind of sit as far as the development stuff goes.
Yeah. One of the questions I wanted to actually ask you, Clown, and it's regarding your scalability. When you start pushing out for your ingresses outside of the US in terms of like Europe and UK, have you had any thoughts about the providers you're going to be looking for and stuff like that?
I'm sorry, I did not hear the very end of that. So did I have any what?
Have you got any providers in mind that will produce the ingresses for you outside of the US?
We are working with a couple of different providers who do have, I think, locations in other places, but we're definitely always looking for more, for additional resources and knowledge there.
Yeah, reason I ask is from speaking with Hayden and the various things that we're working on in terms of our project, we've actually got at the moment two central-based European servers that are edge servers and ingress servers.
Okay. Yeah, definitely reach out. We can talk about that and what that looks like.
Cool.
Yeah, we'll Psychotic asked if we are going to publish this somewhere, so we'll probably tweet this out and publish it. Actually, we'll probably publish a blog post and then push the blog post out to people. All right. I don't see any other questions. So I think we're good then.
I have one thing, not a question, but I will remind everybody that I am in the process of reviewing applications for the community team. So if you want to get an application in, get one in as soon as possible. There's a link to the application in info and resources at the top of the channels.
All right. Cool. All right. Well, with that, we'll go ahead and wrap this up. Thank you all for joining. This has been a great time. I'm super excited to keep moving here and keep our eyes on the launch. So I'm really hoping that we've got some news soon, but that's the biggest tease I'll give. So thank you, everyone. See you later.